So last week we finished the Perek Zion, the Maisa of Ochon. So the Maisa of Ochon. We saw the last few. Let's just go over the last few psukim. We went through very quickly the last few psukim of Perek Zion. We're going to go through the psukim in Perek Zion to understand it a little bit better. So we had the Maisa of Ochon. The Maisa of Ochon is about Ochon ben Carmi ben Zavdi ben Zerach lemati Yehuda, who was over on the tzivui of Yehoshua, of the Rebbe Shalom, his mom Machlokes and the Rishonim, and he took from the cherem of Yehoshua bin Nun, who said not to take from the cherem of Yericho. Yericho was the first of Kibush Haaretz, and he gave to the Rebbe Shalom, and he took it. And Yehoshua bin Nun goes out to Milchom on Ai, and about Kesh Shloshim V'Shisha, was Shloshim V'Shisha, it was one Sheshaku Keneg Shloshim V'Shisha, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin, Yehuda Menashe, and the Gemara says, the Gemara says that this was, the reason was because they took from the Cherem. And after they took from the Cherem, Yehoshua ben Nun the reason is, Gezel, not going to help the daven. You have to give it back, and they do a goyrol. And who comes out in the goyrol? First Mat Yehuda, and then comes out after the Shevet Yehuda, Mishpachat Azarchi, and then from Mishpachat Azarchi is Ochon ben Carmi ben Zavdi ben Zerach lemata Yehuda. And it starts to be over there, as we said in the Medrash last week, a whole civil war between Shevet Yehuda and Klal Yisrael. Shevet Yehuda, Taina, no, he was okay. He has no reason to kill him. Mashaik and the whole of Yehoshua bin Nun says no, and that's what Yehoshua bin Nun tells: Sim no kovod la Hashem, v'tein lo yitoido, v'hagen no li ma osiso al tekached mimeni. And Ochon agrees, and he says, "Vayan Ochon es Yehoshua, yoymo omno, it's emes, anoichi chotozi la Hashem Elokei Yisrael." It's not the first time he took from the cherem. He took already in the times of the cherem of times of Moshe. Once there's the times of Moshe with Knani Melech Harod, V'shteit Va'idar Yisrael Neder, and V'charamti Esoreim. It was also Be'anoi. And once again, what we find in the Sichoi V'oig, and he took twice when he got Chazois Osisi, and they run to the tent of Ochon, and they find over there the Ader Seir and the Sholol, what he took from there, and they go out of the Machane, and because he was Ma'achir Klal Yisrael, they call the place Eimek Ochoil. They call it Eimek Ochoil, and that's the end of the pasuk. That's the end of the psukim, right? So let's see just the psukim again from pasuk Chavbeis. Just we read it last week very quickly. Vayishlach Yehoshua Malochim v'yerutzu oyelo. We spoke last week why v'yerutzu oyelo, because after this Ma'aseh happened, so the people over there, you're right, the Shevet Yehuda, because there was a fight with the Shevet Yehuda, we said there was a civil war, so they wanted to take and hide the evidence. They knew it was right, but they wanted to hide the evidence. And Yehoshua tells them, run straight away. The kesef is underneath it. That means some say they just did over there like Amud. Some say they just melted all of it in front of Yehoshua and in front of Hashem. That means in front of the Aron. ויקח יהושע את אוכן בן זרע ואת הכסף ואת האדרס ושלוש נזוב ואת בונו ואת בנויסו ואת שוירוי ואת חמוירוי ואת סוינוי ואת עולה ואת כל השלוי וכל ישראל עמו יביאלו אויסם עמק אוכל. עמק אוכל, as we seen in the Chazal before, that in the Pasuk before afterwards, that Emek Ochel was called Al Shem, that we said that it was Ma'achir Klal Yisrael, the next Pasuk Achartonu, and that's why the place is called Emek Ochel. Now, we look at the Pasuk over here, so we didn't spend last week time on it, but what is exactly the family of Ochon is fault, right? Vayikach Yehoshua, if you look at Pasuk of Dalet, Vayikach Yehoshua is Ochon, ben zerach, ves hakesef, ves ha'aderes, ves shlosh nazov, ves bonov, ves benoisov. What do you want from bonov and benoisov of Ochon? What do you want from bonov and benoisov? So the Gemara Sanhedrin, what we mentioned last week, the Gemara Sanhedrin zok tazoi. Omar le reish galuse le Ravuna. And the Gemara is asking this question. Im choto, if Ochon himself done a sin, bonov and benoisov machotu. What do you want from his son and his daughters? Elo kedei le radoisov. And this is the Gemara. Rashi means that what? When they will see. Right? As a leman ishmu veiro, when they will see. כשיראו את קלקולוי, יזהרו בעצם ולא יוסיפו לי מועיל בחיים. אז זה רש"י over there. That means because when in this family there is this shirish of this chet, of this the mal, they need more chizuk than anyone else. They need any more chizuk than anyone else, and that's why they had to, to punish them. The leradoisam, as Rashi says, a certain punishment that they should also do the next time. They should be moil the mal. In fact, the fear of Nehemiah, when Nehemiah says that Ishtoi and his sons, they knew about the Ma'aseh, the Meile, but they covered up, and that's why they got punished. Sorry? Yeah, but the bottom of his family. As I Dr. Nehemiah. Now, the Pirkei de Rav Lezer, yeah. So why they? It's not so mashma that they didn't get punished ahead yet. It says that why take them? No, Vayisafu. You see what goes Vayisafu. Oh, so that's what we say. The Yichas goes till Zerach, as we explained in the beginning in the Perek. Why Dafke Zerach? What's the Zalzi over here? Dafke Zerach. Yeah, the Rosh Hashanah. That's the Keneged. Yeah. So the Gemara says again. The Gemara is Sanhedrin Dafim Dalet Amidalev. The Gemara says V'esbono v'esbenoisov v'shoiro v'eschamoiro v'estzoino v'esoloi v'eskol hasholoi im choto bono v'benoisov machotu Omar lei uleta'amich im hu choto kol Yisrael machotu v'chsir v'chol Yisrael imoi elo leradoison ochename kedei leradoison. That means it was only in front of him. As is Masha the Gemara over there in Sanhedrin, it was just in front of them. Rashi explains, when punishing them and warning them that they shouldn't, right, when they will see it, that's to punish them in front of everyone. So, Vayisafu oisam boish, it says Beloshen Rabim, right? It says Beloshen Rabim. Right? Even, Vayisafu oisam, if you look at the next passage, Yehoshua me'achar tonu, Yehoshua Hashem, even, the next passage. What do you want from them? What do you want from them? So must be it's going on the behemoths. It's going on the rest of the things. It's not going on the son or the daughters. And Azay is Mefurish in Medrash Rabbah, in Bamidbar, in Parsha of Gimel, right? Where it's Bonav is Benoisov, Kedei Leradoison, and Sheir is Chamor is Soiner is Oler is Kol Hasholoi Lesreife. So what we said, Oisam, Beloshen Rabim, Oisam, Oisam Ba'avonim, what you were all asking about is Masha Beloshen Rabim is going on, not on the Bonav and Oisam. Kol Yisrael was there. Look at it now. Rashi over here says, what Rashi over here says? If you look at Rashi over here, Rashi says, Oisam is Kol Hasholoi, La Behemo Biskile, right? That's what Rashi says. Right? That's what Rashi says. That means Rashi explains, we know that there is in the Neginois, right? When you have the Nigim that stops the one pasuk from beforehand, right? We have like the timing. We have Sukkim that the Nigun is tells you, okay, now you stop, and now is a new thing. Now there's a Keif Kotoin and the Tipcha, both of them of the timing that are stopping. Right? They're also like it's not like a safe pasuk, but it's also like a stopping. There's a cave cotton is actually more than the tipcha. A cave cotton is more than a hefsek than the tipcha. That's why over here bo'esh is a cave cotton more than the word oisoi. That is also in the tipcha, right? You have the cave cotton, then you have a tipcha. And so what do we see from over here? That's mechalek, that the din of the two was not the same. But let's mention. Okay, so that is the Medrash Rashi over here. the Gemara Sanhedrin. But let's go through the Pirkei de Rab Lezer. Pirkei de Rab Lezer in Perek Lamed Ches. That's the base of Pirkei de Rab Lezer. Let's see the Pirkei de Rab Lezer. Pirkei de Rab Lezer in Perek Lamed Ches steht anders. Steht das so. Steht, Velokach Yehoshua es Ochon ben Karmi, ואס הכסף, ואס האדרס, ואס שלושן הזוב, ואס בונוב, ואס בנויסו, ואס כל אשר לו. ואלום לעמק אוכר, went to this valley, what's called Ocher, as we'll see Baltwai, וסוקלון, וסופון בויש. He burned them over there. ועלו יקסיב, פרק דם, וקד רב לזר שטייט, ועלו יקסיב, לא יומסו אובויס על בונים, ולא יומסו, ועידו בונים, לא יומסו על אובויס. Oy bazoi, body of Ochon, what the sin what he done. So says the Gemara, says the Pirkei de Rab Lezer, he should have get burnt by himself, right? Says the Pirkei de Rab Lezer, hoyelo liskoy lisroif, Ochon levado, yishkemo al b'cheirem. Elo al sheyodu badover velo higidu. The reason they knew about it and they didn't say, and that's the reason they got skile and sreife. And steht over there, and this is based on the Gemara Shavuos Nechoira. The Gemara Shavuos Daf Lametes Amud the Gemara says, "V'samti esponai boi shau." So the Gemara, u'b'mishpachtoi. Oh, that's right, u'b'mishpachtoi. Then the Gemara over there, Tanya, Omar Rab Shimon, im hu choto mishpachtoi ma choto, lo yimar loch ein lecho mishpacha sheyesh bo moiches, a tax collector, someone is a roshe, shei kulam moichsim. Sheyesh bo listim, shein kula listim, mipnei shemechapin olav. Because they cover up him, and that's the reason they're going to get punished as well. And that's the two shittas over here. And Psukim, mitzad echad the Pirkei de Rab Lezer, they didn't get punished. Mitzad sheni, we have the other Pirkei de Rab Lezer that he didn't get punished. He didn't get punished. Yeah. Now, also Shabbos and many other things. Now, that's what we learned from the lesson of Chozois v'Chozois Osisi. From this we learn that what, right? Let's see the next steps. So, the emphasis before we go weiter, we have something about Shavua, the Choyre. We say over here that when Yehoshua tells him, "Tein Toido," what he answers back, Ochon. Ochon answers back, "It's not the first time I took from the Cherem, and the reason I took it is I found over there. הדרשינו החסטויבו, הוא מושג שקולים כסף, ולא שינזו, ואיכות 50 שקולים משקולוי, ואיך מדעים ואיכוכם. What is ואיך מדעים ואיכוכם? What's ואיך מדעים? Oh, so לכוירה ואיך מדעים is miloshin of לא יסחמוי, no? לכוירה, it's the ליסחמוי, that's ואיך מדעים. No. So there is if we look at the Sforno this week, Pashas Israel, the Sforno in Pashas Israel is Oktazai. On the pasuk Lo Yisachmoid, says what is the Chemda? What's Lo Yisachmoid? It says the Chemda is Goyrem the Gezel. Where he brings it from? Bring the Sforno Raya, the Sforno, he brings the Raya, Ke'inyan Ochon. And the doctor Sforno on Pashas Shavua says the Sforno that on the pasuk Lo Yisachmoid it says Ki Chemda Tigoin es a gezel. Ke'inyan ochon. Where do we say? Ve'ech medei. What's the next word? Ve'kochen. Ve'ech medei ve'kochen. And if we look into this, there's the Rambam. Rambam says in Ilchos Gzeile Perek Aleph Alochetes. The Rambam zogt azoi. The Rambam is well Sefer HaMitzvos and Loisha Seirei Samachvot. The Rambam says the same thing. The Rambam says that Taive and Chemda are two different inyonim. Chemda and Taiva. That means the love of Loisis Ave is over believe. Right? It's a Loisis Ave. Right? It's a Loisis Ave. There's Loisachmoid and Loisis Ave. So the Loisis Ave is Avera believe. That's Avera believe. Mashenka, the love of Loisachmoid is not over and the love only if he done it with Machshove, till actually he took the Chayfetz. Loisachmoid, you're over only, he had it. It comes from the lev, yeah, it comes from the machshava, it comes from the thought. But he's going to be over on the level of only when he actually picked up the chayfetz. He took the chayfetz, then he's going to be over on the level of Loisachmoid. Where does he bring in the raya? The raya brings the Rambam is Ke'inyan shene'emar Loisachmoid Kesef Ezov A lehem, right? Velokachta lecho. So he said, chimud is only chimud sheyesh bo imaisa. I think it's the Rambam. So there's a different thing of loisachmoid, and there is a different things of loisisab. Aber not everyone is masking with it. There's a smag, the Sefer Mitzvahs Godel, and loisa say kuf nun ches. The smag says that he brings the Rambam. The smag brings the Rambam. It's mechalek between chimud and taiva. As we said, chimud was only when he actually took it to himself, and taiva is already at chimud and taiva. He says no. Chimud and taiva hakoil echod. There's one thing. So ein zach chimud and taiva. Chimud and taiva is one thing, and also if you look at the Targum Onkelos, it's also the same thing, right? Lo yisachmoid, lo tiroig says the same thing as the taiva thing, and the Smag himself brings the Onkelos, and he brings also Rabbeinu Shlomo Pirash hakoil echod. He brings it also Rashi explained that way. The Smag brings the Israel. Oh, so over there, the Rishonim speak about it over there. The Rishonim already say that he thinks it's the lav without the Easter, without the lav. The Rishonim speak about it. Over there, it's also the same as the Rishonim. But let's see over here. I don't know Targum. You have a Targum? What the Targum is taught? Yeah, what do you say about both? On the words. No, it's not Targum over here. Oh, v'ragonoisin and v'nasav v'echmedeim v'kochim. What's like the Targum? Oh, v'ragentinu, that's a taive. So that's the Onkelos. That's exactly the Onkelos was saying, like the smag. So the Sfon understands like the smag, right? The Sfon understands that Ochoni was over on the level of Sachmoid when he thought v'echmedeim, and then he was over on the level of Sigzoil, and that's what he says. What he says? What the Sfon says? The Sfon says, Ki achem do tigoy mesagezel ki inyan ochon v'echmedeim v'kochim. If taking a day is no sachmoid, so what's v'echmedeim v'ekchem, and that's going into the gezel. So we see from here that he learned, like the Sfon learned, like the smag, that there is two different yoim. There is v'echmedeim, as we find over in the psukim, and then v'kochim. Not like the Rambam. The Rambam is going to have to understand the psukim differently over here. Okay, there's one Easter, only Sachmoid. We learn in the psukim, Ya'achelcho Hashem, right? Vayomer Yehoshua. Let's see the pasuk Chafei. Vayomer Yehoshua me achartonu. So let's look into these lashonos. What's the me achartonu? Me achartonu Ya'arkecho Hashem. Vayomer sorry. Vayirgemu oisoi kol Yisrael even. Vayisafu oisoi. Vayiskalu oisom ma'avonim. So last week when he spoke about what's the even and what's the avonim, the even is the shem dovo. The avonim, many avonim, what he actually got stone with many avonim. What is the lashon achartonu? Achartonu is pashtes, like you bought something bad on us, right? Bad, right? Achartonu. And where do we say that ochor is a oicher Israel, right? We find in Divrei Hayomim, oicher Israel. Ya'akercho. What means ya'akercho? Miloshen, Akadosh Baruch Hu should yashchischo, yashmidecho. Right? That's the lashonos of the same lashonos. Vayirgemu oisoi. And Akadosh Baruch Hu told Yehoshua, right? He should come and vayirgemu kol Yisrael. Vayisrafu oisom, the sreife, and then the skile, and then again skile. No? Even skile, vayisrafu oisom, sreife, and then nochamol, after they burnt it, after they gave them skile, they did again the sreife. Again, this was for sure, as we said, this was a Yirah Shah, and because we know Chazal tell us that someone is neither beskile. For example, someone was burnt something on Shabbos. She's Mechal Shabbos, yeah? So it's beskile. That was the reason that he got skile. Why he got burnt? Because he was Moel Becherem. So you don't get both also skile son. Over here was a Yirah Shah. So the Moradak is that he says it's over the Ravina, but they said it's a Roile Sreife, a Roile Skile. But as we said, there's a few pshatim over here. What is the word achartonu? In the word achartonu, we find also that's why ochon is called ochon. Uvnei Karmi, there's a pasuk in Divrei Hayomim. Uvnei Karmi, as I state in Divrei Hayomim, Uvnei Karmi, ochor oicher Israel. That's ochon, that's achartonu. Right? Das steht dann, Uvnei Kami Ochor Oiche Yisrael, Asher Moal B'Cherem. Apostle Ketiv. We see that he's called also after this lashon of Achartonu. So what is this lashon Achartonu? We learn from Apostle. So let's start with Apostle. State over there. Vayomer Yaakov El Shimon Levi Achartem Oisila Visheni Beyoishev Oretz. Right after the Ma'ase of Dino, after the Ma'ase of Shechem ben Chamoel, says Rashi over there. What means the Achartonu? Says Rashi B'Lashon Ma'im Achurim, dirty water. Right, Ma'im Achurim. Right? It says of the Rashi, for example, Slula Chovis, when you have a barrel of water, when this is nice and clear water, and then and now it's all full of things, like the Derech Moshel. You have a Chovis Shel Yain, and the Chovis Shel Yain, the sediments are, and then the thing. And now when you mix it up, so what happens now? The sediments, after it was nicely laid down at the end of the barrel, suddenly they mix it, so that's achartonu, right? That's after the sediments was nishiyashu with shule achovis, a person comes and mix it up. That is called, and he's me'acher sayayin. That was a thing. The same thing Yaakov Tainus to Shimon and Levi. That Goy Oretz was. They were like chovis shoyket al shmorov. There was a barrel that is sitting on these sediments. It's calm. It's no ta'aroimas. They had no problem with us. And now, when you've done this ma'ase, achartem oisam, bring back the hate, the sinne, in the hearts of the going to get rid of us. Lashmideinu. So once we understand what's the word acharton, the same thing Yehoshua bin Nun tells Acham. When we are in the midbar, it tells us there's many parshas of, right? Right? They came with all kinds of, we see Pastor Shavua where they came tomorrow, they complaining, they were complaining the whole time, right? And all kinds of machloikes, tarumes, and there was misoinenim, there's the meraglim. Till Baruch Hashem, we sat down, and now we came into Eretz Yisrael. Everyone is calm, everyone is shoiket al shmorov, let's say that way, yeah. And now you've done something with one ma'ase, and you are ma'achir in the chovis. You're starting anything achartonu. Now you've done a very appeal to that word. There's another time should be started with machloikis. Another time people should start to complain. Why? Because as we explained last week, you're going to divide the land with the goyron, and he tells you, you with your ma'ase, you're now giving a petach for people to say that the goyron is a shen goyron. Because he tied it that the goyrol, any goyrol is going to come out. Someone has to come out in the goyrol, and when they're going to give out now the land, is you bet them now. You're starting to do again a machloikis. You're going vayiloinu. They're all going to have tinus at the orin, the uvetumim, the orin, the uvetumim. They're going to have tinus from the beginning, and that's the acharton. Until now they were calm, and now they're going to. In the Sifrei Musa, they bring this idea that sometimes there's a person grows up with all kinds of midas rois that he has in the nefesh adam has all kinds of midas rois, and it's not nikar. You don't notice these midas rois. They're very calm, they're very quiet, they don't know, but suddenly there is a nisayon. There's a certain nisayon a person has, and then it comes out. Suddenly they see it. This is like suddenly it explodes. The same thing over here. That's what the Sifrei Musa being. The same thing is moshel. Yeah, they're doing a moshel. Someone here has midas hakas, but when everything goes all right, you know, he's always healthy and he's always satisfied and he gets money and Baruch Hashem. So then no one noticed that, right? He's not everyone says what a nice person. But one is something he gets hungry or he needs something and he doesn't fulfill what he needs. Suddenly, then it comes out, right? And that's what they say. They say B'Shem, someone they say B'Shem Rebuni of Shishchem. That someone that's not a ma'amik, that's a Parshas Vayechi. So someone's not a ma'amik when he says it on, I think, Naro Yishigam Zakanti. When he's young, so also when he doesn't work on his midas, Gam Zakanti, it comes out, not always, it comes out when he's old, or he's octo. He says that sometimes you see older people, suddenly they have midas akas more than young ones. More than young ones. Yeah, that's right. What's the midah keneged midah over here? What's the midah keneged midah? We know that Hakadosh Baruch Hu, when he gives a punishment, it's not stomach as a punishment, it's a nekoma, right? Right? Kekel, Rachum Hashem, and all the onishim come because the midah keneged midah, right? Fakert, to mezakech the person, to be memarek the avoidance of a person, to mezakech the person, dafke from this sin, what he done, to pay him back, and the Indian of midah keneged midah, as we spoke a few times, midah keneged midah. Yeah. Now, there's a maise of the Chofetz Chaim on this. The Chofetz Chaim says he said Azoi. He heard it from the Mbala Maise. What was the Mbala Maise? Great Azoi. There was a person who was called Ben Zion Kripis. He lived in Yerushalayim, and when he was young, he was Mekorav to the Chofetz Chaim. He lived in the Chofetz Chaim. One time he goes into the Chofetz Chaim, and he sees that the Chofetz Chaim is crying. Mamish as a Bechi Tamurim, the Chofetz Chaim is crying. So he was all, frightened from what he sees in front of him. And he goes over to the Chofetz Chaim and he's asking him, "Tell me, Rebbe, what happened? Why are you crying? Maybe I could help you something. Maybe it's something I could do. Maybe if there's maybe a gzeira, maybe I have a lot of good connections with the authorities. I could sort something out. If it's something with medication, refuah, I also could speak to people. I know people that know very good doctors. Anything what he asks the Chofetz Chaim says, no, you can't help me. You can't help me. After many, many, many times when he's asking the Chofetz Chaim, no, maybe help me. So the Chofetz Chaim tells him, steht in the Sforim HaKadoshim, that the best thing, the best kapora what the person could have is kaporas avonos is bisyonos, elboinos. This is the best thing. And says the Chofetz Chaim, he's crying. He says, wherever I go, I only get covered. How are we going to have kaporas avonos? Basically, says the Meforshim say over here, what we find over here, we find it also in the Sefer Hasidim. The Sefer Hasidim, Bavuz the Sefer Hasidim, Simen Peidalit, it says, Al tismach libcho im yechabducha. Why? כי לפי הכובד והנוי שיש לו אלוהינו באוילום הזה, מנקי לו באוילום הבא. What's up, Shas? The Bavuz, B'Shem the Chofetz Chaim, they say that the only schar what could be me'en of oilom haba is covered. Why? Because what is covered? Covered is not tangible. Any other thing, you say money, this, that, any other schar a person gets, you can say, okay, guy is to the oilom haba because it has nothing to do with each other. But covered is the only thing. It's something a little bit more. Ruchni is the kazach. It's not a gashmi is the kazach. That's the worst thing. Ochon. Al yedei the bizyon is what he got. The bizyon is what the person got in front of the whole of Klal Yisrael. As we said, dafke lefi Rashi, in front of his family, in front of the whole of Klal Yisrael. And that dafke that what put him to olam haba. And as we know, Chazal say, Ye'achecho Hashem. The Gemara of the Sanhedrin and Dafim Gimel of the base says the Gemara Ye'achecho Hashem b'yoyim hazeh. Says the Gemara b'yoyim hazeh atochu. Or ve'i atochu lo olam haba. He had a kapor lo olam haba. And even more, fakert, he was nisal in the Ma'aser Kedushas. We know before we said that it says in the Sforim that he was metaken the tefillah of Al Kein Nekave Lecho. Al Kein Nekave is Rosh Teves. We say it Klal Yisrael, we say it 3 times a day, and we say it also in the Seder Malchuyos in Rosh Hashanah, state in the Seder Hayoim, right? And that's Al Kein Nekave. That's the Rosh Teves of Ochon, and that is Al Kein Nekave Ve'Al Kein. So we maybe say Al Kein Nekave, not Ve'Al Kein Nekave. Now we learn out from the even more than this. The Gemara learns out in Sanhedrin that Kol HaMisvade Yesh Lo Chelek Lo Olam Haba. The Gemara learns it out from here. They find that Ochon he was Misvade, and because he said Yachach Hashem b'yoyim hazeh, or b'lo olam haba, no. The Maharsha over there affect the Shaila. Where do we know that he had kapora? Move basement. Where do we know that he had kapora? Maybe the Misa of Ochon, that was the kapora, not the Vidui. That's what the Maharsha affect. Also ich frage the Marsha. Now, לפי the Mandomar, we can see later on in the Gemara Sanhedrin, there's a machloikes, harugei bezdin, because they got killed bedin, so the Misa is a kapora, or not. There's a machloikes. Now, if you say that the harugei bezdin, misoson, loy have a kaporoson, no, very good. Where do we know that the vidui was the kapora? Because it's vayoy mazeh, we're medayik, vayoy mazeh, or ba'olam habo, you will have a kapora. The Misa can't be a kapora because it's a harugei bezdin, the misoson, loy have a kaporoson. Must be that was the kapora. The kapora is the vidui. But if we're going to go to the Rambam in Ilchos Sanhedrin has a suffix. If they killed Ochon Midin Bezdin, or they killed the Midin Hamalchus. Yeah, we spoke about last week. If we're going to say that this is Midin Hamalchus, and they didn't kill him Bedin, so you could say weiter the same thing that the Misa was the kapora, as we learn in the Gemara over there later on in the Daf Mem Zayin in Sanhedrin, the Gemara says that Arugei Malchus, because they got killed Shaloi Bedin, for sure that the Misa is the kapora. So it will be the Misa the kapora over here. It will be the thing. Okay. The Eidim Vasor was because he's right. No, he's right. No, he's right. He's right. If you're saying 1 second, if you're saying there was no Eidim, just what they killed them on Yehoshua, he was no, it's not called Bedin. So it's called Bedin or not? That's a shaila. They killed him in Yehoshua. Or Yehoshua is called Bedin. It's a good shaila. So we say like this: if they killed him Bedin, some Isason, lo yavi kaporoson. If they killed them Aldi Malchus, some Isason kaporoson. So what was the kapora of Ochon? Now, if they got killed Alidei Yehoshua because there wasn't Eidim there wasn't so you can't get killed Alidei Din, or maybe Yehoshua lost something. Maybe Yehoshua lost something. But if you can say so, maybe it's not a thing. Yeah.
Therefore, maybe that's why in the middle is the kapor. So the right,
that was the what we said before. V'tein lo toido. The Gemara Sanhedrin says what means v'tein lo toido. Yeshua asked him, he should be misvada on his appointments. That was Yeshua is asking him. Yeshua is asking Ochon, say anything. Yeah, the Rambam, we said that the Rambam, the Shaila on the Rambam, because the Rambam says in Sanhedrin, Perik Yudches, Halacha Vov, that Ochon got killed al Yedei Hoido Aspiv. The Rambam says that Ochon got killed al Yedei Hoido Aspiv. So you couldn't kill him. You couldn't kill him till he will actually admit. And that's what the Rambam. He had to wait. Yes, when he go, yeah, you couldn't kill him. He still needed a Taylor Toido, be moida, and then I can kill him. But Kavod Lashem, yes, yeah, but the Rambam is mashal the Doda Aspiv that what he killed them. So let's figure out. Let's start. Maybe go a little mahalach a little bit. Yeah. So the Gemara says because they were chayav on Istoros only b'shavos hayarden, and that's why before they crossed the Yarden, that was on Istoros. There was no arvus on Istoros. He saw la revim zelazeh on the Istoros. It was only b'shavos hayarden. That's what the Gemara said. Huh? What? No. He says, not getting bothered with the Chozois. Why? And he's saying, let's figure it out. Let's go Azoi. Let's start Azoi. Sorry? Yeah, you're saying that now it's going to have a kapor, but the punishment, the Klal Yisrael, they didn't get. Let's start Azoi. Let's start with the Rambam. Rambam in Ilchos Rotzeach, Perkei. Says the Rambam, Afal Gav, that the Mizbeach is koilet, Davka a Koyen, that has a avoid biyodoi. Right? The Kohen that they don't let them to continue to do the avodah only. They send them on Golus the way, right? They're magling the Ir Miklot. When is that? When he's Mechuyev Golus. Ober, look the Rambam. Mi shepochad min hamelech. Scared of the king. Why? The king shouldn't kill him. The king is killing him with Dina Malchus. The king is not Stam killing him. The king is killing him with Dina Malchus. Yeah, not Stam. But someone said the Rambam. He's scared of the melech that's going to kill him with Dina Malchus. So says the Rambam. So, he's scared of Bezdin, that they shouldn't kill him by Yehoshua, and he ran away to the Mizbeach, and he was on the Mizbeach. So even if he's a Zor, he gets saved. Where do we find it? Yo, that's right. They don't take him off from the Mizbeach. Lomus le'olam, elo, in case he's chayav misas Bezdin, Be'edus gemura ve'asroe, like any other Arugei Bezdin always. What do you see from the Rambam over here? We see from the Rambam over here, the Rambam is mechalik someone who's chayev misas Bezdin, who's someone who gets killed by Yehoshua. Legabe, what? Legabe if you're taking him from the Mizbeach, or you're not taking him from the Mizbeach. But okay, that's not again now. I mean, that we spoke about by Yoyov and Tsuya, after Yoyov Yachim, that's Hashem we're going to see. What we see from the Rambam, what we could learn from the Rambam, Yehoshua is like a Bezdin or not? The Rambam is mechalik. If someone goes out to Mizbeach, if he's chayav bedin, Asroe, Eidim, everything is chayav bedin, so you do take him off, and it's chayav Yehoshua, because the king wants to kill him, you don't take him off. So lefi the Rambam, Ochon was shaykh in the klita, right? He was shaykh in this, the Mizbeach, because he was not chayav misas bezdin. So the same thing, Legabe, what we say that Arugei Bezdin, because that they get killed, bedin they get killed, so misason, kaparoson. This is only when, if he's mechuyev misas bezdin, or by Ochon, that he's not chayav mitzad misas bezdin. What is chayav mitzad? Arugei Bezdin is Yehoshua over here, not Arugei Bezdin. We can say that misaso is the kaparoson. The shail of the Maharsha is very good. We ask me who says the misaso kaparoson, because the Gemara says that Arugei Bezdin misaso kaparoson. That's only Arugei Bezdin. Yehoshua, we had the Chakir. Yehoshua is a din or not a din? It could be also called a din. But from the Rambam, you see that he's mechalek legabe klita ala mizbeach between Yehoshua and Arugei Bezdin. Nishkan Arugei Bezdin. Nishkan Arugei Bezdin. Mele is good the shaila of the thing. Yeah. Okay. So we finished the Ma'aser of Ochon. Vayokimu Olav Gal Avonim Godoil Ad Hayoim Hazeh. They put the big gal of Avonim Ad Hayoim Hazeh. As we said, Ad Hayoim Hazeh, there was written Sefer Yehoshua. Vayoshev Hashem Acharoin Apoy Al Kein Kol Shem Amokim Ahu Eimek Ochoil Ad Hayoim Hazeh. Where is Eimek Ochoil? Something else called Mel Bishov. Petach Tikva. Petach Tikva. No, there's a pasuk in Yeshaya. Remember the pasuk in Yeshaya? V'nosati es Eimek Ochoil LePetach Tikva. No, it's not. It's not. Right, but we see from Ochon, we see a very interesting idea from Ochon Bechlal, that in Ochon we find that one person, or Yochid, could turn over the whole of Klal Yisrael. A person, a Yochid, the Koach of Yochid, that one Yochid was, he didn't know what to do mitzad echad. He was not masking with the Klal Yisrael. He went and he done Avere, the whole Klal Yisrael suffered. Mitzad Sheni, when he was masking, he was masking to ask for forgiveness, he saved the whole of Klal Yisrael by Yoshev Charoin Hashem. And that's the idea of Tu B'Shvat, that the Koach of a Yochid. I forgot the thing, but we're going to have to hear maybe next year. Tu B'Shvat. A Koach of a Yochid, I could turn over the whole of Klal Yisrael. And we find Ki Odom Eitz Asodeh. Ki Odom Eitz Asodeh. And what's the Odom Eitz Asodeh? So we have two types of Eitz. But there are Eitz, a tree, the roots are in the ground, it grows up. The roots of a person, it goes all the way around. The roots is in the Shamayim, and he's growing down, he's also growing up, but the roots, it comes from the Shamayim. Ki Odom Eitz Asodeh. The same thing, like one, I'm just going to finish with the Ma'aser, I know all the time, but just for Tu B'Shvat. The idea of Yochi, the Odom Eitz Asodeh, Kerem Oyo Le'edidi, Pasuk Yeshaya, the Baal Amoin, right? That's like Klal Yisrael is Nimshal LeKerem. Klal Yisrael is always Vayaskeyu, Vayasalkeyu, right? And Rebbeinu Shalom is always busy with us. And always they figure out, right, that that's the cold winter. The person feels always he's down, he's this. But you should know there is now, from Tu B'Shvat, starts the key, as the Rasha Hirsch says, right? V'tziach Hashem, Lailo. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim, Lailo. No, not Lailo. We went out the Lailo started the Geula. The Geula starts always at night. At night, when the person thinks in the darkness. There was a Ma'aser with a few years ago in the 19th, and the Tisol came up from Russia, a lot of Eden, and it came over there, a Bocher with family. The Bocher became Baal Tshuva. He went to a yeshiva, and after 2 or 3 years, he finished the Masechta. The first time he finished Masechta, he finished Masechtas Kiddushin. They made a big siyum. They do a big siyum, and they come, all of them, make a big thing, and they all spoke, and everyone was speaking of the Siyam. And then the father of the boy says, after all the Magid Shiurim, those Shivas are praising the Bachel, they say, I want to say a few words. Okay? He says, okay. He says, we lived, and it's a village next to Moscow. And over there, we had a beautiful apple tree in the front garden. And one day, there was the Meshuggah of the village. He said, the tree, such a beautiful tree, nice apples, nice leaves. And look at the roots, they're horrible. What if you're going to put the nice part inside the ground? What a nice tree is going to come out? If the roots are so horrible and dusty and everything, and it comes out from it beautiful apples and beautiful leaves, if you're going to put the beautiful apple and leaves into the ground, for sure it's going to. He takes the tree, uproots the whole tree, turns it off of the al pia. What happened? Nothing happened, right? What happened? Garnish, the whole thing collapsed, and the whole thing. Says the father, well, years later, after 5-6 years, suddenly a small starts to blossom, a small flower, a small leaves that comes out. One of the apples, actually, what happened? One of the kernels of the apple went into the ground. The soil tapped it, and it started to grow. He says, we came from Russia, communism, Lenin, Stalin, Trotsky. They thought that they will come and uproot the Yiddishkeit. They uprooted the Yiddishkeit. But one small kernel over there came and started to blossom. And this is the kernel what we see now, my son, in front of us. A person is a tree. You can never know from one kernel what a person could grow. And this is the idea of Ochon. You see, one person could save the whole Klal Yisrael. One person also, could also ruin Klal Yisrael. And that's the message of Tu B'Shvat and Ochon. We could have been marking a little bit more on this. I thought it was going to take a little bit shorter just to finish a few psukim in the Perek, but it took a bit longer. So I go to Shekayas.